How's it going, Misfits family, and a beautiful Thursday night to all of you who are joining here live on the Reynolds Sports Report. And we got another great episode for you today. I mean, we're going to discuss the elephant in the room, which is Clayton Kershaw, and we're going to get to him in a sec. But before I do, and I don't do a show on Friday, but I'm wishing all of you a happy 4th of July. Remember to stay safe. Don't be near obviously enjoy yourself with fireworks, but don't put your hands over fireworks. We've seen too many athletes ruin precious body parts that did not need to be ruined by just fireworks. So be safe, but have a lot of fun. It's 4th of July. It's an opportunity for you to have fun. I'm actually going to be doing my first ever call of a baseball game during 4th of July. I'm covering the Caneo Oaks this summer, and we have a 4th of July special at George Spark Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks, which is going to be a ton of fun. I think it's actually the first time I've covered a sport event on 4th of July. So I'm very, very excited for that. But we got to discuss the elephant in the room, guys. Clayton Kershaw, 3,000 strikeouts, the milestone that he hit last night versus the White Sox. It took him 6 innings, and it was a tough 6 innings, right? Like, this was not Clayton Kershaw coming into this game and saying, oh, I'm going to deal it in the first 2 innings. I'm going to retire the side both, back-to-back innings. This was not the case. Clayton Kershaw, he's older. He's coming to the twilight of his career, but he still had it in him to go 6 innings. And on the 100th pitch, he got 3,000. It was on Vinny Capra, the White Sox infielder. But I think what makes this moment really special, and he is the 20th player now to reach the 3,000 mark. He's the 4th ever left-hand pitcher to reach the 3,000 mark. He would join along CC Sabathia, Randy Johnson, and Steve Carlton as now the 4th left-handed pitcher. But those 100 pitches that he threw in this game was the most he had thrown in over 2 years. You have to go back to June 21st of 2023 when he last threw 100 pitches. And it was, I will say, it was, and this is why the title is How Can You Not Be Romantic About Baseball? Because of the fact that he did it to get the final out of the inning, right? Like, if you watch some of these guys that got 3,000, they would either get it with the second out, the first out, and the inning would still go. So it was romantic that it ended on the final out of the 6th inning. And you look at Clayton Kershaw's achievements. I mean, this is a Hall of Fame career written all over it. He's the all-time Dodger franchise strikeout leader. He passed Don Sutton just a couple years ago. He's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, the 2011 Triple Crown winner, meaning he was leading the MLB in wins, strikeouts, and ERA. He has 7 seasons of 200-plus strikeouts. He was the 2014 MVP. He's the 5-time ERA title. He's a 10-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, and a Golden Glove to go on top of that. But I think what speaks volumes to Clayton Kershaw's career and why you have to be romantic about baseball is because he's the 3rd ever player to reach the 3,000 mark on one team. Clayton Kershaw bleeds Dodger blue. And in a sports world where we're thrown with guys flipping from team to team year after year, Clayton Kershaw has stayed true to his roots at Chavez Ravine. And he did it and got 3,000. And now he's the 20th pitcher in MLB history to reach 3,000. The 2 others was Walter Johnson with the Senators and Bob Gibson with the Cardinals. So Clayton Kershaw will... we'll see how this Dodger season goes. This is not like Clayton Kershaw is going to go into the, basically the sunset now, right? Like, the Dodgers still have to play competitive baseball up until October, and then they got to win it. And with the injuries that the Dodgers have pretty much all across the board in the starting pitching, but also the relief pitching, Clayton Kershaw is going to have to probably pitch some meaningful games close to October and maybe into October. So it'll be very interesting to see how Dave Roberts, and I just thought the whole atmosphere around it, you had the standing ovation. Dave Roberts clearly understood this moment, right? Like, he could have pulled him. Clayton Kershaw allowed 9 hits this game. It wasn't a beautiful game by any means. And I'll get to, the whole antics of this game versus the White Sox last night that even made it a little bit more special. But you got to start with Clayton Kershaw because there's only been 20 people in MLB history, and the MLB has been going on for centuries. And there's only been 20 people, and Clayton Kershaw is now part of that company. He's an elite company and Hall of Fame company, as he will one day be there. But let's get to it, guys. I'm starting early with the winner's circle of the week, and the winner's circle starting 5 of the week. You guys know how this goes. If you deliver when your team needed you the most, then you're in the winner's circle starting 5. And we're going to bring it to the pitch. That's Diego Luna, the U.S. men's national team forward who bagged 2 goals in the Gold Cup semifinal to defeat Guatemala 2-1. Now, the great story about Diego Luna is that only 2 years ago, he was playing in the USL, not even the MLS, for the El Paso Locomotive. He has 3 goals in the 5 matches of the Gold Cup and now has USA in the final versus an old rival, Mexico, on Sunday. Now, number 2, and this is what I wanted to get to, guys. Freddie Freeman is on this list because of what he did last night. The Dodgers first baseman, look, the eyes were on Kershaw all night long. People wanted to see the 3,000 strikeouts get hit. Yet after leaving the game in the 6th inning, the Dodgers were trailing 4-2, people forget. So after an Ohtani RBI force out and a bet sacrifice fly in the 9th inning that had the game now tied 4-4, the bottom of the 9th, the future Hall of Famer delivered, driving in Shohei Ohtani to win 5-4. And this also kept Kershaw's record flawless at 5-0 in the season in 9 appearances. Moving on, we got Marcus Leonardo, Al Hilal's forward. He also bagged 2 goals to defeat Manchester City in the round of 16 of the FIFA Club World Cup in extra time. His contributions have pulled the Saudi Arabian side to the quarterfinals of the FIFA Club World Cup. So it'll be interesting to see what he does this weekend. Now, this one was interesting because this could be a Sports Center top 10 play, but I'm also going to put it in the winner's circle starting 5 this week. And that's Kobe Thomas, the Athletics left fielder. Now, let me set the scene for you. All right. The game is tied 4-4, the Athletics versus the Tampa Bay Rays. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rays and the Rays and the Athletics are tied at 4. Josh Lowe, the Rays infielder, hits a ball into left field, and base runner Braden Lowe is heading home, right? This could take the lead of the game right here, but Thomas, a rookie out in left field, uses all his momentum, fires a rocket home, and it gets there in time. The Athletics would then go on to score in the 9th inning and win the game 6-4. So Kobe Thomas, congratulations. And it's only a start for this guy in the big leagues. And lastly, Skylar Diggins, the Seattle Storm guard. Look, she didn't have a great night. It wasn't a great night. She shot 4 for 11 on the game. But she's not the loudest in the room. But when it's her time, her game will speak for itself. And when she has the ball in the final seconds, the only thing on her mind is win. So trailing by 1 with 9.2 seconds left, Diggins drives to the left, finishes over 2 Atlanta Dream defenders to secure the 80-79 win for the Storm. And now their record is 11-7. And that's been your winner circle starting 5 here on a Wednesday night. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And like I said, if you guys ever want to be part of this show, throw in the comments who you think deserves winner circle starting 5. It could be any sport. I really try to highlight guys from across all sports, right? We got tennis, Wimbledon going on. There's so many sports in this world, and mainstream media really only focus on 2, 3. So I'm trying to shine light on everyone that deserves it. Now, this is probably the funniest story that I've covered thus far. If you're not aware, the MLB has banned David Maxkill for the rest of the MLB season after he was ejected from Monday's game between the D-backs and the Giants. Now, if you're not aware of what happened, it was the top of the 8th inning. Giants infielder Christian Koss hit a deep fly ball to left field. Now, Arizona's outfielder Tim Tawa attempted to catch this ball, but Caskill leaned over the wall and took the ball himself. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is this relevant? All right, this is a guy. It's a 55-year-old guy. He's just probably had a few too many beers, but it's not, because this has happened 4 years in a row. Where I'm going to take you back to 2022 when Giants Joey Bart hits a ball to left field once again, and Caskill is there to secure the catch. Now, what happened is it was ruled a double, and it was a fan interference, so the home run was taken away. Joey Bart did not get the home run. He only could move to second base. 2023, Arizona, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hit a ball once again to left field, and in the same spot, David McCaskill is there to interfere, but this time it was ruled a home run. Now 2024, I'm not even making this up in how crazy this is. 2024, Diamondbacks Suarez hit another ball to left field. And guess who's there? I mean, you guys already know. It's David McCaskill, the 55-year-old fan. And this time he interfered with it, or they ruled it no interference, and they ruled it a double. So the MLB has decided to ban this guy for the rest of the season. And this is a direct quote from him. He says, I've been reviewed 9 or 10 times, and in total, he's gotten 24 balls. Now, not via all this way, but he's gotten 24 balls through home runs and potentially even more that are not even recorded to date. He's also been ejected from Diamondbacks Field, Chase Field, 3 different times. And on Monday, it would be his 4th. And here's my problem with it. This is my immediate problem when I saw this. He's not even doing this against the opposing team. Like, you have to understand, right? 2 of these attempts were by Diamondback players. Why are you getting in the way of your team trying to win? Look, I can understand, right? The opposing team, the Giants, they're in your division. You want to have fun with it. You want to race a home run that could potentially be. Not saying that it's right, but it's better if you do that than if you do it to your own team. And so I'm still a little puzzled why he would be doing this. But honestly, with his luck, because I'm telling you, all 4 of these balls ended up in the same direction and the same spot. This is not him going over to left field, going over to right field to make all these plays. No, this is literally the same spot for 4 consecutive years. Look, what I'm hearing is he should be banned for more years. 1 year is not going to do it. He's going to come back in 2026, and I guarantee you we're going to be in the same cycle. He's going to do it again. I mean, maybe it's not going to be the same exact spot, but if it's 4 years in a row, I'm not betting against it to not be 5. I'm not. So David McCaskill will no longer be able to attend Diamondbacks games for the rest of the season. And I don't understand why you would do it to your own team. But I mean, you know what? If he has this type of luck, you should hit the lottery. I mean, the Mega Million, anything. I mean, at this point, you have some crazy luck if it's happening 4 years in a row. But enjoy watching Diamondback games for the rest of the season on your couch, Mr. McCaskill. But lastly, we got to talk about the NBA free agency because it's been complete madness. And I'm going to start with a trade that actually and it's funny. I got a cousin, really good cousin of mine, really good friend, really, I should just say. Big Denver Nuggets fan, right? We've been chatting back and forth about all these free agency moves. But the Cam Johnson traded to the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 first round pick was a brilliant move by the Denver Nuggets. Brilliant move. Look, Cam Johnson and MPJ pretty much averaged the same stat line. MPJ just averaged a few more rebounds. Their splits pretty much similar. I mean, Johnson was shooting 3% less from the field. But when you look at MPJ, and to be honest, Cam Johnson has been on a broken Nets team that really just did not try to win basketball games in the past 2 years. So he's kind of been in purgatory. So now he's actually going to be on a contender. But my problem with MPJ, and look, he is an effortless scorer when he wants to be. He can shoot the heck out of the ball, right? He has a flamethrower. But that also comes with its consequences. He doesn't, don't swing the rock, Porter, is a very common saying we say in the NBA community about this guy because he doesn't swing the rock. I mean, he only had 2 assists. Not saying that Cam Johnson is that creative, more of a playmaker. But when MPJ gets cold, it's bad because you can't rely on him on defense, unfortunately. I mean, he's lengthy. He should be using his length to play better defense. Cam Johnson is coming in as a more polished 3-and-D player. And I look at what the Nuggets have done this season, or this offseason. Cam Johnson trade. They've brought Brown. Bruce Brown is now back. Jonas Valanciunas. Now we'll see if that trade is finalized. There's a whole thing going on where he might want to play in the Euro League, and I'm going to rule it off right now. We're going to say Bruce Brown is back. Jonas Valanciunas is a maybe, and they also got Tim Hardaway. What the Nuggets front office is showing is saying we know that the West is getting better. We know that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be right back where they were this year. So if we want to compete, Nikola Jokic is amazing. Jamal Murray is going to give you playoff moments, but we need to start surrounding this team with more reliable playmakers, more reliable role players. And that's what a Cam Johnson is going to do. That's what a Bruce Brown is going to do. Hell, Tim Hardaway had a pretty good shooting year for the Detroit Pistons. A Detroit Pistons team that, I mind you, had one of their most successful seasons in over a decade. So I really do love what the Denver Nuggets have done, because they're not complacent with, okay, we got the best player in the world, we are going to win it all. No, you have to evolve. No great player ever remains stagnant, right? Every great player is going to work on the things that they got to be better at. They got to be better at defense. I was just listening to a podcast, Kevin Durant. He came into the NBA, right? He was a spot-up shooter. He was shooting threes. He realized, if I want to take it to the next level, I got to learn to start playing on ball. I got to start taking it off the dribble and getting my own. Look where Kevin Durant is now. Moving forward. Now, this is not really just about the move itself, but Lonzo Ball traded to the Cavs for Isaac Okoro. Look, say what you want about Lonzo Ball. Say what you want about Isaac Okoro. But I'll tell you this, okay? I will tell you this. Whoever is running the Bulls front office, Mark Eversley right now is their general manager. I mean, I like, they have been fleeced now 3 different times. And let me reiterate, Lonzo Ball is not an all-star by any means. I'm not saying that they got absolutely fleeced in this deal, but there is now a record of trades that you kind of scratch your head and say, are you really getting the value back? I mean, last offseason, the Bulls traded Alex Caruso, 2025 NBA champion, an important piece to that team, I mind you, for Josh Giddey. And Josh Giddey, good year. But he's no Alex Caruso. I mean, Alex Caruso made game-defining plays in the finals run in the championship for the Thunder. They also traded LaVine to the Kings in a 3-team trade back this season. Guess what the Bulls got? Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and they got their 2025 first-round pick back. Didn't get a new pick, didn't get nothing. Oh, what did the Spurs get? Oh, the Spurs got De'Aaron Fox and 3 first-round picks. You guys are getting fleeced. So I look, I'm sorry. Look, and you know what? The Bulls, they've had so much success in the 90s that, you know what, it's like the Patriots. You know, I can't even feel bad when the Patriots are bad, because it's the Patriots. I mean, you won 6 Super Bowls. Like, you had a dynasty. Give some other teams the chances. But still, it's 2025. The Bulls have not been relevant. I mean, I know they had the Derrick Rose time period, right, for 3-4 years. But outside of that, they have not been relevant. And it doesn't help when you're getting skimped for pretty good players. I mean, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, and Lonzo Ball, I would argue, are above average players, better than what they get in return. Being here in LA, of course, I'm going to have to talk about DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton signs with the Lakers yesterday, 2 years, $16.6 million. And this was, I look at this as what was the last resort, right? We saw Clint Capella get signed. Miles Turner gets signed. With all the big name centers, Brooke Lopez headed to the other LA team, the Clippers. And so this to me was, look, I think by the time that we said, okay, DeAndre Ayton is linked to the Lakers, I was like, they're going to sign him. I mean, the Lakers got to do something, because currently Jackson Hayes is your center. And we saw the Jackson Hayes experiment in the playoffs. Did not work. All right, Jackson Hayes, he's a good rim runner. He's freakishly athletic, but that's about it. Right? He's going to make a good mixtape in high school, but he's not going to have that type of impact for the Lakers. And here's my thing with the Lakers, man. I mean, I've already talked about LeBron James on my most recent podcast. And shout out Robert Westerman, man. That was a great episode that we had on Monday. DeAndre Ayton, he averaged a double-double. He shot 56% from the field. But here's my thing. Everything that I've heard about DeAndre Ayton, and get it, there's a lot of rumors. Not all of this can be true. But when it's years after year after year, you got to start to think to yourself, okay, maybe there's some truth to it. He has never been a really good defender. And to be honest with you, the Los Angeles Lakers right now need a really good defending big. That's what they need. Because, look, as great as DeAndre Ayton could be offensively, right? He could be a really good rim runner. And we've seen what Luka Doncic can do when he has like a Daniel Gafford, a Derek Lively, what he had in Dallas. Like he can make those guys into true great role players. And look, they went to the championship, but they also provided some stuff on defense. And my concern is we're going to look at this DeAndre Ayton signing and it's going to get boosted up and it's going to say, okay, this guy's going to come in. He's going to make a real difference. Look at his numbers. He averaged 14 and 10 last year. But we're going to get to game 56 of the season next year and Laker fans are going to be calling for his head. That's how it works, man. Like I'm not trying to pull your guys' legs. That's how it works. And look, DeAndre Ayton, I hope that he can have a swing and say, you know what? I'm going to lock in now. I'm going to show up to time on practice. I'm going to be at every meeting. I'm going to give it my all because I'm working along two of the two generational players that our league has seen. So I'm hoping for the best. I am. But the track record just doesn't help. And I look at DeAndre and I say, this is just going to be another experiment that at the end of the year, we're going to say, well, it didn't pan out. And it's like, yeah, but we also need to build a true team. We need to get draft picks. We need to get first round pick. Like we need to do a lot more than sign a DeAndre Ayton who's now on his third team. And at this point, you can call him a bust, right? He had a few good years in Phoenix, but even then there was a reason he didn't get that extension. And lastly, probably the craziest news I will say of free agent. When I saw my phone, I said, what? So they did what? The Milwaukee Bucks did something that no one had ever seen in NBA history. They waived Damian Lillard, who was just about to enter his 5-year, $112.6 million extension to sign Miles Turner to a 4-year, $107 million deal. Now, there's two parts to this, okay? The Bucks will have to pay Lillard $22.5 million every season for the next 5 years. Now, if you're the Bucks, your reason for this is, well, he's going to miss the 2025 to 2026 season. But that's all you got if you're the Bucks. Because outside of that, this is a boneheaded move by the Bucks. Look, I get it. Damian Lillard, he's not the all-star that he was with the Portland Trailblazers. But Damian Lillard can still hoop, man. I mean, this is a knee injury that's going to be serious. He's going to miss most of the 2025, 2026 season. So we'll see what he is after that. But if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, and the reason this is a head-scratching move to me is because I look at the Eastern Conference right now. The Eastern Conference is wide open. Wide open. The Celtics dealing with injuries. Indiana Pacers dealing with injuries. Those are the two top teams we saw last year. Now you have the New York Knicks and everybody else. I'll throw in the Orlando Magic for you. But, I mean, this was an opportunity for the Bucks to say, you know what? The Celtics are down this year. The Pacers, who just went to the finals, are down. Let's try to improve this team to the point that we might be able to make another championship run. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, we have one of the best players in the world, in the league. And look, I think Miles Turner is a great player, right? He's a stretch five. He can rely on his 3-point too much, which 10 could be a problem, but overall he is a good center. But Miles Turner is not fixing your issues. You needed a point guard. You need someone that can facilitate the floor. And unfortunately right now, Damian Lillard was the last to do that. I get it. He was out for the 2025-2026 season, but he was going to be back. And now for the next 5 years, you're going to have this dead cap on your payroll and say, oh man, we got to owe him another $22.5 million. Well, Damian Lillard will be on another team receiving another check, making double the money. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks, to be honest, bonehead. But I appreciate all of you guys tuning in here on a Thursday night. And like I said, a happy 4th of July to all of you. Please be safe. 4th of July, it's a great time to celebrate with family, friends, whatever it may be. Enjoy some hot dogs and some other drinks. But really be safe. Fireworks, they can end a life. They can really hurt a life. So just be safe. But that has been the Reynolds Sports Report here on a Thursday night. And I'll catch you guys back on Monday, where we'll probably have more NBA free agency talk. Because all I'm hearing is Kevin Durant is going to be part of a 7-team trade. But we won't know until Monday. I've been Jude Reynolds Ocanas. I'll see you guys next week.